Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Nadine Wilkins here, and I wanted to jump on and have a quick conversation with everyone. And this conversation is about faith versus fear. And my question to everyone today is, what will you allow to guide you, faith or fear? Will you be guided by faith, or will you allow fear to overtake you? And the reason why this conversation is so important and the timing is just right now to have this conversation with everything that's going on today, with the coronavirus, with watching the news, with, all the bad news. It's life, right? These are real circumstances that everyone is experiencing at this point, right? Circumstances of, school not being into place, jobs are ending, being home indefinitely, or not knowing that time frame. There's so much going on right now, and it's so easy while you're watching the news, while you're getting information, to really just focus on the fear, right? Like, oh my God, what if, right? And also, it's during these times that you really have to check yourself, and you really have to check your thoughts, because if you allow your thoughts to go on and on, it will allow you to get in a state of fear. And when you're in a state of fear, nothing can really be accomplished in that state, right? However, when you're in a state of faith, oh my God, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. So I wanted to jump on and have a conversation with everyone for you to really take a look at where you are today and really look at what is really guiding you. Is it your faith? Or is it fear? I'm telling you, your fear will tell you you're not qualified enough to start a business from home. Your fear will tell you, oh my God, everything in the world is messed up and there's nothing, great happening right now. Your fear would tell you things that are not true, that'll have you in despair, that will have you depressed, that will have you upset, that will have you feeling unqualified, right? So it's very important for you to check those thoughts that go through your mind, because I'm telling you, any thought that comes to your mind that is there to limit you, you want to cancel it right away. And I'm going to say that again. You really have to be careful of the thoughts that you allow to run rampant in your mind, or to even into your mind, right? You want to keep your mind closed off to any thought that seeks to limit you, because you are limitless, right? Like the way we were divinely made, we were not made to be limited, to be boxed in. However, with everything that's happening in the world, and with with you having to stop and really reflect where you are, if you allow fear to take over, you will completely be stopped in your tracks. And you will begin to think things about yourself that are so far from the truth that when you're outside of the circumstance, you'll look back and say, oh my God, what was I thinking? So again, you want to be driven by your faith and not by your fear. So what does driven by faith mean? Driven by faith is taking that first step, even though you don't know what the end result is going to be. Driven by faith is knowing that everything's going to work itself out for the good. Driven by the faith is not worrying until your ducks are lined up in a row, which they're never lined up in a row, but then just taking that first step and starting that business you said you always wanted to start, or getting your real estate license. I know these are things that right now, with everything that's going on, you may be saying, Nadine, how can I think about advancing my life at a time where there's so much going on in the world? And I'm here to tell you, now is the time to use the time that you've been given wisely to move yourself forward, to position yourself forward, because there's so much right now that is not in your control that you cannot worry about. And there's so much that is in your control. What's in your control is planning out your day the day before, like this evening, so that tomorrow you can be more productive than you were today. What's in your control is picking up that book that you said you wanted to read that's been sitting on your nightstand that you have not picked up over the last 30 days, right? But picking up that book and reading at least 10 pages in a day. What's in your control is taking that walk to, just clear your mind and just be with nature and just be at peace. What's in your control is, looking over that business plan that you created, or starting that work from home business that you said you always wanted to start. What's in your control is, calling a neighbor, calling a friend, and checking up on someone, especially in the times that we're living in now. What's in your control is walking by faith and not by sight. What's in your control is walking by faith and not by fear. So my conversation with everyone today is, what is leading you today? Is it fear or is it faith? And I'm telling you, on the side of fear, you'll have so many crazy conversations and you'll come up with so many different scenarios. And you know what's crazy about all of that? At the end of the day, all those things that you thought possibly coulda, shoulda, woulda, none of those things actually come true. You know what comes true at the end of the day? The actions that you take, the faith that you have for what it is that you say you want for yourself in your life. So I wanted to jump on and have a quick conversation with everyone to just kind of remind you to close off your mind to anything that is going to limit you and stop you from the things that you say you want to achieve, and walk by faith and not by fear, guys. So with that being said, have a phenomenal evening. Take care. God bless. And I look forward to connecting with you all soon.